When you have a vision, when you have a goal, when you're trying to achieve something, you're not going to be able to see it right away, but you have to have the faith and the belief that what you're doing is going to manifest itself in the proper form if you keep showing up. What's going on, Jump Rope Club? What's going on if you're watching on YouTube? Hey, my name is Coach Perry. If you haven't met me, I started Jump Rope Club, and I started this channel as a way to promote the Jump Rope Club. And today we're going to be talking about the plateau of latent potential. So I'll get into that later. Right off the bat, a lot of people find it hard to stay motivated. A lot of people find it hard, and it is really hard for us to continue to strive for the things that we want to strive for, but it's, life gets us. So today in this video, I'm going to teach you a concept called the plateau of latent potential. If you heard of it, this is going to be awesome for you. If not, then this could be something that you can start adding to your mindset and let it work magic for you. So how the video is going to work, we're going to go into 3 parts. It's going to be what the plateau of latent potential is, why it's important, and how you can use jump rope as a way to unlock the plateau of latent potential and make it work for you and not against you, right? And at the end, then I'll give you guys like a special gift, or invite you to join the Jump Rope Club. So if you are interested in something like you want to finish the video all the way through, it helps me out a lot. It helps help our club. We got a challenge going on, but I'm not gonna go too deep into that. I'll save it for later. But first off, what is the plateau of latent potential? Whiteboard time. Okay, so look, the plateau of latent potential. I want to make sure you see that. Yeah, we can see that. So, the plateau of latent potential, the definition, if you go to Google, right? But I first saw it in James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. So if you haven't read that, I highly recommend it. It's a great book. But it's the delay between your efforts and visible results. So I like to break these things down. Where's my marker? Okay. Right? So when it comes to the plateau of latent potential, our words are so important when it comes to definitions and trying to understand things. So we need to break this definition down. First thing we're going to do is break down the delay. So there's the delay between your efforts and your visible results, right? Between your efforts and your visible results. So these 3 things are going to be super important in understanding why and how the plateau of latent potential works. So essentially, when we're trying to accomplish a goal, whether it's starting to work out, whether it's trying to stay in the gym, starting a diet, health-related relationships, trying to maintain things, there's always going to be a time and space where you're going to feel like it's going to be weird, right? In anthropology, this is called... there's a time and space as well. It's escaping my mind. I'll put it like here. But there's basically like who you were and who you're trying to be. See, when it comes to us doing things as human beings, we're not trying to do the actual thing. We're trying to become the person who does that thing. And you probably heard that a million times. But what does that mean? So you want to be the person, let's say, for example, I want to work out, but you didn't work out in the past, right? So instead of just being workout, right? You can't be a workout. You want to be someone who works out on a consistent basis. So once you assume that identity, you're going to start to do those things that people work out, right? So you're going to start going to the gym. I'll make a little axis. Whiteboard time. I'll make an axis, right? And so this is, I guess you can do this as like time. And it's going to be like your effort or results, I guess. All right. And so a lot of people think it happens like this. They think the more time that they spend doing stuff and putting in maximum effort, blah, 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 they're going to get to results, right? And let's say this is the results or what you have in mind, right? So if this is the result, a lot of people think it's just going to be the more time I spend on this and the more effort I put, then good, this is going to happen. So this is actually false, right? It's not entirely not true, but there's a better way to think about it, right? So if we do it like this, if we start down here, what growth actually, and this is growth, this line represents growth. So growth isn't linear. What growth is exponential, right? Or it's kind of on a curve. So it's going to start here. It's going to be, whoa, whoa, boom. Okay, right? And this space right here, this little dead space, this is the plateau of latent potential, or POP, right? So stay with me here. Growth doesn't happen in a linear fashion. The truth is you're always moving forward, right? So you're failing forward, or everything that you do is going to give you some sort of benefit into achieving your goal. Again, with the example of working out, like every time you go to the gym, you're going to be one step closer to becoming that person who works out, and then your body is going to represent that, right? But it's this space right here where people give up. This little bitty tiny space right here. So the start would be good. You see nothing, 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 but the dopamine hits. You're like, oh, this is awesome. Maybe bring a few friends, but once you get there for maybe a week or two, it's really, really hard when you see no visible progress. But the truth is, you are making progress. Progress just isn't always visible. When you have a vision, when you have a goal, when you're trying to achieve something, you're not going to be able to see it right away, but you have to have the faith and the belief that what you're doing is going to manifest itself in the proper form if you keep showing up, right? So after a while, here's what happens. Nothing, 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 bam. You just need to get right here. Once you get to this point where you've broken through the monotony and you understand it and everything becomes normal, that's when everything changes, right? And so all you're going to see is more results. And then you're going to piggyback off those results, more results, boom, boom. And now you got a six-pack and you're like jumping out the roof and all the stuff and all the things, right? So that's what the plateau of latent potential is. How, hold on, let me make sure I know the next one is. Oh, sorry. Why it's important. So it's very important for a few reasons, but the main reason that we need to understand the plateau of latent potential is so we can have a clearer picture. A lot of times when we're trying to start something big or do anything in general, it takes us a long time, or we'll only be so short-sighted that we need to put one foot forward. And while coaching in some aspects, that's true, some goals require a larger vision, right? So seeing it from like the outside looking in, so you can then plan those steps one by one by one. And you know, I like to relate it to the actual gym experience. So again, let's say you're jump roping, right? When you first start jump roping, you need to understand, like, you're not going to just hop out there and start jump roping for a minute or 2 minutes straight, because your body's going to give out. It's going to call you nuts, and then you're going to, have the ambulance out there, right? Someone called the ambulance. But regardless, if you keep those baby steps up and you have the vision of 1 minute, then you can break this down, right? So you see how we reverse engineer our major goal of here is the results or effort that we want, and I need to work backwards. So that's why you can start with 15 seconds. Then once that feels normal, 30 seconds. Once that feels normal, 35, 40, 45, 50. Next thing you know, you're at a minute. And in doing this, you're going to be training your brain as well as your body to deal with the monotony. Because boringness isn't boring. It's the way to greatness. Like, I got a lot of quips and stuff that I'm going to be telling you guys, but that's just one, right? And then I don't like to make my videos too long. I'm going to get right to the point as well. So how we can use this, or why jump rope can help you unlock the plateau of latent potential in your favor, is because, one, I need a business. Nah, I'm joking. But a lot of people start things and they keep failing over and over, and they keep failing over and over, and keep failing over and over. And then it gets to a point where I just don't give up. Right? But we don't want that. We want our goals to be cherished. We want these things to achieve, because that's what gives us purpose in life. And that's what gets us motivated to inspire others and really change the world. And that's what it means to be a human, at least to me. So with jump roping, it teaches you the basics of, like, do something simple and do something over and over and over again. And then those results at first is not going to work. But the thing with jump roping is you get those results Immediately. You start jump roping for 30 seconds straight, and I promise you, unless you've already been doing it, it's gonna suck. The breathing is gonna hurt. You're gonna be slapping your leg and your ankles, or everything is gonna burn, and you're gonna be like, "This guy is nuts. I can't believe he talked me into this." But after the exercise is over, man, oh man, it's gonna be a feeling of bliss, and then you're gonna want to come back. Then you can add something. Okay, 30 seconds, but I got my favorite song in. Now it becomes easier. A minute, I got my favorite playlist on. And now you're a full blown, like you're jumping rope for 30 minutes at a time. You're shredded. You're in the best shape of your life, all because you didn't give up in that dead zone to where your calves hurt. You didn't listen to that voice. You looked at the law of the plateau of latent potential in its full entirety and understand that growth isn't linear, but it's exponential. And you kept working at it, working at it, working at it. Boom, and now you're there. So remember that. All right. But that's all for today's video. Remember, we at the Jump Rope Club have a challenge right now. Join us. It's $35 one time. I believe fitness should be something that is affordable, and it shouldn't have to take out your wallet every month. Until it's time. But try us out. We're a jump rope friendly, beginner friendly community, and we're ever evolving. I want you guys to see this channel grow. I want you to see the club grow and do it together. So I'll have the link in the school description. Oh, I'll have the school in the link description, and you can follow along. But hey, have a good one. I'm Coach Perry Worthy, very worthy, and keep on jumping. I'll see you guys soon.